Hello, my geniuses. Welcome to another cardiophysiology system playlist. Today it's your great science tutor Lorenzo, and I'll be talking about heart sounds. Are you getting me now? I'll be talking about heart sounds. In my live video, we talk about the introduction to the cardiovascular system. We talk about electrical activities. We talked about cardiac cycle. So now we're in the heart sound. Are you getting me now? So I want you to just listen to me what the heart sound is. So now, if you are just new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on your post notification button so that anytime I drop any video, you'll be sure to be notified. If you want me to make a video for me, drop it down in the comment section. I promise I'll make that video solely for you. So let us jump right into the video. Now we are starting with the introduction. What is heart sound? The heart sound is gotten when there is mechanical activity of the heart. So when the mechanical activity of the heart starts during each cardiac cycle, we call it heart sound. So the heart sound gotten when the heart is contracting or the valves are closing or so many things is happening, it gives us a sound, and it makes us, we are not seeing the heart. You are not seeing the heart physically, so we detect so many things with the sound it gives. Are you getting now? So the heart sound is gotten from when there's mechanical contraction of the heart during each cardiac cycle. Are you getting me now? So the sound is given due to everybody has gotten to know it, or anybody auscultating they have had so many sounds, so it has not gotten that when you hear some sound you already know some condition is given already. Okay, now so when you take a stethoscope, put it on a heart and listen, so the listening, you know whether it's a murmur, whether it's an arrhythmia, whether it's a normal flow, or whether there's something happening to the heart. So the sound gotten when the heart is contracting between cardiac cycle is called heart sound. And now what can cause the heart sound? One, we can hear a heart sound when there is a closure of the valve. So when there is a closure of the valve, we can hear a heart sound. So we can hear when there's contraction of the chambers. So what is the chambers? The atrium and the ventricle. So when there's contraction of the atrium and the ventricle, you can hear another sound. When there's movement of blood, so when blood is dropping from the atrium to the ventricle, or from the ventricle to the, you can hear another sound. Atrium to the ventricle, ventricle to the what? Pulmonary and the aortic. So when the blood is moving from the ventricles to the pulmonary trunk and the aorta, you can hear another sound. So closure of the valve, contraction of the chambers, and movement of blood. So now the next one is, what are the types of heart sounds? So we have 4 types of heart sounds. You have type 1 to type 4 heart sounds, but the physiological correct heart sound is type 1 and type 2. The rest are just pathological heart sounds. I get it. So type 1 to type 4, type 1 and 2 is normal physiology we see in our body, while type 3 and 4, when you have it, is usually pathological. So we start with type 1. Now look at your screen. In type 1 heart sound, what happens? There's a closure of the AV valves. So what is the closure of the AV valve? What is the AV valve? The AV valve is the what? Bicuspid and the tricuspid valve. The bicuspid valve separates the right atrium. The tricuspid valve separates the right atrium from the right ventricle, while the bicuspid valve separates the left atrium from the left ventricle. Are you getting now? So when do they close? They close when blood is already in the ventricle. During the ventricular systole, the AV valve closes. During ventricular systole, AV valve what? Closes. So the AV valve is already closed during atrial diastole and ventricular systole. And when the AV valve closes during atrial diastole and ventricular systole, we get the first heart sound. And what's the first heart sound? LUB. L-U-B. LUB sound. Are you getting it now? So now, in this particular, this is caused due to isometrical contraction and the ejection of blood. I told you. Isometrical contraction and ejection from the what? Ventricle. So it corresponds with the ventricular systole. And as ventricular systole is occurring, atrial diastole is also occurring. It is long, soft, and low pitched. For your exam, always remember it is long, soft, and low pitched. And it corresponds with the R wave of the ECG, because the ventricle is contracted strongly due to the increase in the interventricular wall pressure. So when blood is completely filled in the ventricle during ventricular diastole, 150 ml, 60 to 67%, or some texts to say 55 to 65%, is ejected during the ejection period. So when the heart is contracting strongly, it corresponds with the R wave of the ECG. It takes a duration of about 0.1 to 0.17 seconds, and the frequency needed to contract here is about 35 to 45 watt cycle per seconds. Are you getting me now? So now the next one is the second heart sounds. So what is the second heart sound? Now second heart sound occurs when there is a closure of the semilunar valve. So what is the semilunar valve? They are what? Valves that are located in the pulmonary trunk and the aortic trunk. There are valves that are located in the pulmonary trunk and the aorta. So the valve that is located in the pulmonary trunk is called the pulmonary valve, while the valve that is located in the aorta is called the aortic valve. And they are what? Closed anytime there's what? Ventricular filling. So when there's ventricular filling, not ventricular filling, is when the atrium is in systole and the ventricle is on diastole. The atria is in systole and the ventricle is on diastole. When we have ventricular filling at that particular point in time, not really ventricular filling, but when the atrium is pushing blood into the ventricle, the semilunar valve has to close so that the blood will not move away to the atrium. Are you getting me now? So it corresponds with the T wave of what? An ECG. So when the ventricle is on diastole at that particular point in time, it corresponds with T wave in ECG because the atrium is on what? Systole. So the atrium is on systole, pushing blood into the ventricle. So as the atrium is contracting, it shows a T wave in the what? ECG. Duration is about 0.1 to 0.14 seconds, and the frequency is what? Above 50 cycles per seconds. When you have the third heart sound, so the third heart sound I told you is pathological. Are you getting now? It occurs when there's rapid filling of the ventricle. The rapid filling of the ventricle is also atrial systole, but I told you that atrial systole occurs in 0.1 seconds. Atrial systole occurs in 0.1 seconds. So rapid filling means that when the filling is less than 0.1 seconds, maybe there's rush in the atrial systole with the blood filling into the ventricle did not have to relax to receive that blood. Remember, they have three phases: first rapid, slow, and last rapid. So when those three phases do not complete and the AV valve closes and ejects out the blood immediately, it causes the third heart sound. Are you getting me now? So it occurs, it's natural in newborn and athlete. So athlete and newborn, they have what? The third heart sound. So you can hear an S1 sound, an S2 sound, and an S3 sound in what? Newborn and athlete. Are you getting me now? So it corresponds with the T and P wave. So we call it reverse P to T interval. Are you getting me? Because we have P to T interval, but this one is in reverse from T to P interval. Are you getting me now? So don't forget it. Don't forget it. Always remember it. Don't forget it. So it corresponds with T to P wave of the ECG. So the first one, which is the first heart sound, corresponds with the ventricular systole and the atrial diastole, causing the AV valve to close. Correspond to R wave of ECG. The second heart sounds correspond to T wave of ECG because the ventricle is on diastole, the atrium is on systole, corresponding with T wave of ECG. Now, and the third heart sound is when there's rapid filling less than 0.1 seconds of the atrial systole, which means the heart might not be completing the three phases of ventricular diastole. So it is between 0.07 to 0.10 seconds. So below 0.10 seconds. Are you getting me now? While that of the type 2 sound is between 0.1 to 0.14 seconds. The frequency here is low, which is about 1 to 6 cycles per second. Because in athletes, they are always exercising, and anytime they exercise, their cardiac endurance increases. They have low heart rates. They already have low heart rate, so you see that since they have a low heart rate, their heart have adapted to all activities that they are carrying out. So the sound is low pitched. Are you getting me? The sound is low pitched and what? Dabbling. It's low pitched and what? Dabbling. Are you getting me? It's otherwise called ventricular or protodiastolic what? Gallop. It's also called what? Ventricular or protodiastolic gallop, because at this particular point, during when the heart is filling with blood, are you getting me now? Instead of you have, because at that particular point the semilunar valve is closed and the heart is on what? Protodiastolic phase. The heart is on what? Protodiastolic phase. But this one now, due to rapid filling of the ventricle, the protodiastolic phase will not occur. So we have what we call protodiastolic gallop. While the second heart sound, the sound you can hear there is what? Now, which is the inverse of the first heart sound. So you can hear a short, hard, and high pitched. A short, hard, and high pitched. So you can hear more of the sound of the second heart sound than the first heart sound. The first heart sound is long, soft, and low pitched. Long, soft, and low pitched. But the second heart sound is the inverse, which is short, hard, and high pitched. You get it now? Why the third heart sound is what? Low pitched and is dabbling. Now the fourth heart sound is when the atrium contracts excessively. That means higher than 0.1 seconds, which means when the atrial systole is prolonged. Type 3 heart sound is when the atrial systole is shortened below 0.1 seconds. But for you to get fourth heart sound, what happens? There must be what? Increase in what? Atrial systole. So the atrial systole must persist greater than 0.1 seconds. When it passes 0.1 seconds, gravity is supposed to help the atrium pump blood into the ventricle. So I'm trying to explain it to you. Gravity is supposed to help the atrium pump blood into the ventricle, but here gravity is not helping the atrium. The atrium is contracting by himself, so naturally atrium supposed to coincide, the atrial systole is supposed to coincide with the last rapid filling of the ventricular diastole. Are you getting me? It's supposed to contract, coincide with it, but now the atrium is contracting too much, and when there's the contraction of the atrium, there will be hypertrophy of the atrial musculature, and when there's hypertrophy of the atrial musculature, what happens? You hear the fourth heart sound. So you hear the word fourth heart sound, so it corresponds with P and Q interval. So when the P and Q interval is prolonged, you know it's the fourth heart sound. Are you getting that? So it's seen in a disease of the atrium when the atrium is diseased. So I don't think the P wave will be out in this case particular, or the P wave will be present but prolonged. Are you getting that? Duration is 0.02 to 0.4 seconds, very small, and the frequency is 1 to 4 seconds. But the frequency in type 3 is about 1 to 6 seconds, but the frequency here will be 1 to 4 seconds. The time decreases from 0.07 seconds to 0.10 seconds in the third heart sound, but here it's 0.02 to 0.4 seconds, and this one is called the atrial or pre-systolic gallop. So why is it called the pre-systolic gallop? Because it's before systole. The atrial or the pre-systolic gallop, while type 3 is what? Ventricular or protodiastolic what? Gallop. So I've talked about type 1 to type 4 heart sounds, type 1 to type 4 heart sounds. The next one is measurement of the heart sound. So how can we measure the heart sound? Now we have the first and second heart sounds can be what? Listened. We can listen to the first and second heart sound using a stethoscope at the auscultation what area. Auscultation area is the area where you can listen to each of the heart sounds. So we have the S1 heart sound to S4 S heart sound, S1 heart sound to S4 heart what sound. Now the S1 and S2 can be listened with what? A stethoscope at the auscultation area. LOP and DOP. LOP for the first heart sound when the AV valve closes, DOP for the second heart sound when the semilunar valve closes. Are you getting me now? So since we have said this one now, and now here we are evaluating the duration and the frequency of the sound. The duration is very, very important. I gave you the duration of first to 4 heart sound and the frequency of first to 4 heart sound. So the highest frequency is the semilunar valve, which is short, hard, and high pitched. So you are hearing the S2 heart sound more than the S1 heart sound. You are hearing the S2 heart sound more than it because the frequency is very, very high. The S3 heart sound, the third heart sound, can be what? Listened by a microphone. So you cannot even hear it with a stethoscope. You cannot hear it with a stethoscope. You need a microphone. And I tell you, it's common in newborn and in athletes. And it corresponds with T to P wave of the what? Interval. T to what? P wave. Now the fourth heart sound, you cannot even listen to it with a stethoscope and a microphone. You can listen to it using a phonocardiogram, or you can call it a polygraph. They use it, the law enforcement agency use it to check a line when somebody's lying, or a terrorist when they want to investigate anybody. They hang a polygraph to the arm and the person has to talk. They see the movement of the they want to check all the heart sounds like they want to check all the heart rhythm and the rate and rhythm, the frequency at once. So you can listen to the fourth heart sound using what? A polygraph or a phonocardiogram. So now this is caused by disease of the what? Atrium. Are you getting me? It's caused by the disease of the atrium, and it corresponds with PQ wave. It corresponds with PQ wave. And they have what we call auscultation control. Are you getting that? These use the 4 standard areas to listen to for heart sound. So we'll talk about the auscultation areas now. So we talk about the auscultation. The next one is the auscultation. The auscultation area. So where can you listen to the heart sound? So where can you listen to the heart sound? We have the mitral area now. The mitral area is the 5th intercostal space to the left, 1 inch below the nipple. The fifth intercostal space to the left, 1 inch below the nipple. So when for male, because female, due to the presence of the mammary gland, the nipple is not really at the fifth intercostal space. But for male, the nipple is at fifth intercostal space. So 1 inch below the nipple to the left is the fifth intercostal space. It's the apex heartbeat. That's why you listen to the heart very, very well. To the left. Now, don't forget, in the tricuspid area now, the tricuspid area is fifth intercostal space, but to the right. Fifth intercostal space to the right, close to the what? Xymphosternal what? Junction. Now, you know the xymphosternal junction joins the what? Body of the sternum to the xiphoid process. Joins the body of the sternum to the xiphoid process. Don't forget. Now, the next one is the aortic area. The aortic area is what? The second intercostal space close to the what? Sternum. The second intercostal space to the right close to the what? Sternum. The second intercostal space to the right close to the what? Sternum. Why the pulmonary area is the second intercostal space to the left of the what? Sternum. The second intercostal space to the left of the what? Sternum. This is what we call the auscultation what? Areas, where you can listen to the what? Heart sounds. And there's what we call a triangle of auscultation. A triangle of auscultation is a small clinical important area at the back where the heart sound can be heard easily. We call it the triangle of auscultation. Don't forget, it's a clinical exam question. The triangle of auscultation is where the heart sound can be heard easily. Are you getting now? And now always remember that the borders of the triangle of auscultation is very simple. Medially is the trapezius. Medially is the trapezius. Inferiorly is the latissimus dorsal. Inferiorly is the latissimus dorsal. Laterally is the medial border of the what? Scapula. Laterally is the medial border of the what? Scapula. So we have now the first one is medially is the trapezius. Laterally is the medial border of the scapula, while inferiorly is the latissimus dorsal. This is a triangle of auscultation. It will be asked. Don't forget. The first and second heart sound you can use what? A stethoscope. The first and second heart sound you can use a stethoscope. The third heart sound you can use a microphone, and the fourth heart sound you can use a polygraph. Are you getting now? A polygraph can be used to listen to the heart sounds in the auscultation area. Don't forget, in the auscultation area. Looking at the timing of all four heart sounds. Now look at it. S1 sound. S1 sound occurs during ventricular systole. Don't forget, I told you. During ventricular systole, you hear all four the first heart sounds. So during diastole, you can hear the S2 and S3 sound during what? Diastole, which is the S2 sound can be heard at the end of the what? Ventricular diastole. At the end of the ventricular diastole, while the S3 sound is heard during early what? Diastole. The S3 sound is heard during early diastole. S4 sound is heard during late diastole, during atrial systole. Atrial systole, because early diastole is when the atrium is in diastole. Then when the atria is in systole, it corresponds with the fourth heart sound. When the atrium is contracting too much, depending. When it's contracting, it's excessively greater than 0.1 seconds, you have what we call the S4 sound. Now, before the heart go back to S1. So S1 sound, systole. S2 sound, end of what? Ventricular systole. S3 sound, early diastole, when the atrium is on diastole. S4 sound, late diastole. Now, the S2 sound occurs during protodiastolic period, when the ventricle is what? In diastole, preparing for filling, while the S3 sound is during early diastole, when the atrium is filling. S4 sound is when the atrium is contracting. S1 sound is when we prepare for the next one again. Are you getting me now? So now, in the clinical correlation here, always remember, in the clinical correlation, S3 sound is pathological in adults. So S3 sound is pathological in adults. So in S3 sound, we call it triple heart sound. So when you are hearing the 3 heart sound, which means the atria is in systole and it is less than 0.1 seconds, so there's rapid filling of the ventricle, is seen in what? Heart failure. But in the S4 sound, when you are hearing the S4 sound coincides with what we call left ventricular what? Hypertrophy. Left ventricular what? Hypertrophy. When the ventricle is stiff. When the ventricle is stiff. You can see the 4 hearts when you are hearing all 4 heart sounds. Are you getting me now? You can hear a murmur when there's a valvular disease or a structural problem. Are you getting me now? So now with your heart sound, you can get what? There'll be a change in intensity, timing, and location. Helps in the diagnosis. Are you getting me now? and always correlate with the history, physical examination, ECG, echo, and other examination. So we have talked about everything. We have talked about everything. To summarize everything here, we have four heart sound: S1, S2, S3, S4 heart sound. And I told you the sound that is getting when the heart is contracting, the sound that is getting when the heart is contracting. Are you getting that? During each cardiac cycle is called the heart sound. Are you getting that? When the heart is contracting between the cardiac cycle is called heart sound, and it occurs when the valves are closing, when the chambers are contracting, and when there's movement of what blood. The S1 sound is gotten when during the start of systole. The S2 sound is gotten during the end of systole. S3 sound is gotten during early diastolic period. S4 sound is gotten during late diastolic period. Are you getting now? Now you use the diaphragm of the stethoscope to listen to the first and second heart sound, but you use a microphone to listen to the third heart sound. But here you can also use the bell of the diaphragm to listen to the third and fourth heart sound. Are you getting me now? So with this heart sound, with the history, with the physical examination, with the ECG, echo, and other investigation, you can diagnose a cardiac condition. So hope you have listened to all I've said in the heart sounds. Are you getting me now? Hope you have understood everything. So I'm breaking it down to the last, what you need to know about all these things. Are you getting me? So next we'll be going to the ECG. We'll be going to the ECG, talking about the electrocardiograph. Are you getting me? We won't talk about it. We are pushing towards our peak in the cardiovascular physiology playlist. So be watching our video one by one, step by step. Don't jump. But when you jump, it will affect you. So be watching the video step by step. You get it now. So I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.